everybody, and welcome to Jackie and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to make lemon bars, and this is a very old recipe. I got it from my mom, and I think it's one of the better ones. So let's get started. You want to preheat your oven to 350. You want to grease a 9x13 pan. In a bowl where you could actually put a mixer in there, that's the depth you need. So we're going to start with our crust first. It's 2 cups of flour, a half a cup of powdered sugar. Now this is like a shortbread crust. You're going to use 2 sticks of butter. Now I didn't have my butter out. It was cold when I pulled it out, but it's such a warm day today that the butter's warm. You can do it either way, cold or warm. I find it easier to do it a little bit warmer because you're going to want it into pea-sized pieces. And when it's cold, you're really going to defeat the purpose because you're going to put your hands in it because it ain't going to mold together right. So let's just get all our butter in there for that buttery goodness. So now what you're going to do, you're going to make it into pea-sized pieces, the butter, into the flour and the powdered sugar mixture. Now, I like to do it, a lot. I really like a lot of pieces in mine. That makes the crust really buttery. Might have to scrape it a few times. And now if you don't have one of these pastry blenders, you can just use 2 forks. If you have to, use your hands. Just make sure they're clean. God forbid that your hands not be washed in front of people. Okay, this is getting really nice and soft and pliable. Just make sure you got all those pieces, big pieces of butter in. And it would look like pebbles or kind of like sand, maybe, would be the best way to describe it to you. That's looking really good. See, I got all my flour and my powdered sugar all mixed in with my butter. This looks really nice. Just make sure you got every piece of flour, powdered sugar coated with a piece of butter, just so that it's even throughout. Okay, so this is done. How easy was that? This is your crust. This is a very easy recipe. It would be good for the kids to help with this one. It's not too messy. Alright, now we're going to pour this into our pie, into our sprayed pan, and you're just going to want it even and a little bit up the sides. Now you want to pat it pretty well into your pan. I'm just using a tart maker, but you can just use your hand or the back of a spoon, whatever's easiest for you. And once you start pushing it out, you will see where you need more and where you need less. And then you just drag it over to where you need more. Put this a little bit up on the edges here. Okay, now this is done. We're going to put it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until lightly browned. So now on to the filling. And you have to do the filling while the crust is baking because this is going to be poured on a hot crust. So let's get started. You're going to need 4 eggs. Okay, there's my 4 eggs. In the bowl it goes. You want to beat the eggs just for a second. I have my whisk attachment on my mixer. Just whisk the eggs till they're mixed together. Alright, so now we are going to add 4 tablespoons of flour. Alright. You need 1½ cups of sugar. Here's a half. 1. And a half. And then we're going to need 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now remember, if you keep your lemons in the refrigerator, before using them, put them in the microwave for a couple of seconds to get them warm so that you can roll them on the counter and get more juice out of them. Accidents happen all the time. Alright. Let's do 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that was 1½ lemons. Now you want to mix this really well. And you want to mix it until it becomes foamy. Alright, so my crust took 25 minutes, and as you can see, just around the edge is brown. That's what you want. Now, here is our mixture, and what I did was, since I have a stand mixer, I just leave this mixing until this comes out of the oven, and it's always great. And as you can see, all the foam, that's what we're looking for. Now you're going to pour this right onto the hot crust. See how nice and foamy it is on top? Just move it around on your crust. Alright. Then we're going to stick this back in the oven for another 20 to 25 minutes or until the top is a little browned. Okay. Here's my finished product. It took 20 minutes. And you want it nice and light brown on the top. This is exactly what you want. Now, let this cool just until it's warm. When it's warm, that's when you want to cut it. It'll make cutting much easier. So I will come back to you and show you how to cut it. Alright, so now these are just warm. I can put my hand on the bottom of the tray and hold it just right. Now, what you do is you go around the outside of your perimeter with your knife or a very stiff spatula. Then you're going to cut this way. And this depends on how big you want your pieces. I don't want mine too big. So I'm just going to go right down. And what I do is I push the knife down a little bit and then I go back and follow that line. Now, when you go to serve these, once they're cool, you can put powdered sugar on top. Just use a sifter and powder sugar it on. If your knife gets like this, in between cutting, just wipe it with a paper towel and continue cutting. As you can see, they're already lifting out of my pan. I did grease it very well. I just used pan spray. And there you go. And these are really good the next day or even 2 or 3 days later, as long as you keep them like maybe in a plastic container, or you know, just cover this with saran wrap and foil and it'll last. So let me know if you try this and how you liked it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And remember, you do you.